Hey there, it's David Cohen, your local home loan expert. And today I wanted to answer a question I've been getting asked more and more frequently, and that is, what happens if the appraisal comes in lower than my agreed upon sales price when I've applied for a mortgage, obviously? And that's a great question. In today's market, it's very competitive right now, and there's not a lot of inventory, which is causing buyers to bid over asking price. Should your offer get accepted, obviously through the mortgage process, your lender is going to order an appraisal. And if that appraisal comes in lower than your agreed upon sales price, you have a couple of options. First off, you can contest the value. The way you contest the value is in one of two principles. Either you find, or your realtor also in review of the appraisal finds that there are just errors or omissions that were accidentally left off the description of your subject property. Maybe it's got the wrong square footage. Maybe it's got the wrong number of bedrooms and baths, etc. So first and foremost, you want to see, did the appraiser miss anything? Were there any things left out? And then your realtors can help review the comps that the appraiser selected and see if maybe there's something that just recently closed that would better justify the value that the appraiser didn't have. So you can go through that dispute process. Sometimes the value comes up, sometimes the value remains unchanged. So what happens if it remains unchanged? Well, depending on the type of contract that you wrote, unless you waived your appraisal contingency, which means that regardless of appraised value, you're still moving forward with the contract, unless you've done that, you can typically go back to the seller and say, look, I know we agreed to pay X, but the appraised value came in, X minus 10 grand or 20 grand. We still want to buy the house. How can we work it out? And there's some creative negotiations that the realtors can try to work with the seller and buyer to come to a happy middle ground. And then of course, the other option that you would have is to agree to move forward with the lower appraised value and fund the difference between the appraised value and the sales price. Because it's very important to know the lender is only going to loan you against the lesser of the appraised value or sales price. So you could have agreed to pay $150 for the property, but if it appraises at $140, we're basing your down payment and loan to value off of that lower that lower value, which means that if you still want to pay $150 for the house, we're only going to loan you against the $140, and you'll have to cover some of that difference if you still want to move forward. So hopefully I didn't confuse you too much, but if you have any specific questions, or if you want me to elaborate a little bit more on a specific situation, don't hesitate to reach out to me, 410-446-3317. Thanks and have a great day.